Okay.
Nicole, this class is being recorded now. Can you accept recording this class for Braulio, who has no electricity at home?
Yeah, I accept.
Okay, that's good. Thank you very much. Let's continue with this. Okay, so we are coming back again to the book, and let's observe. Here you have an exercise number 3, but you are talking about letter A, part of the exercise, which corresponds to the comparison or the contrast between present, past, and future, present, past, and future. So you're going to compare and you observe a situation here. Be careful when you see something that it is corresponding to the past or to the present or to the future. Can you read this here on letter A? Can you read it, please?
Yeah. Complete the sentence in column A with the appropriate information. In the column B, then cooperate with a partner.
Okay, you have no partner, but I'm gonna be your partner, okay? Okay, now let's continue with this. Can you read number 1 and you tell me what letter is it, please?
In the early 1990s,
Observe this. Let me help you. Is this present, past, or future?
past.
Observe that the year, it's past. You cannot use this, you cannot use this, and you can omit whatever is in the present or in the future because you know it is in the past. And then you think if there is a relationship between what you are saying here and what is written here. You understand the idea?
Yeah, probably
Okay.
I said in the early 1990s, few people had cell phones.
Few people had cell phones, okay? In the early 1990s, few people had cell phones, okay? That's okay.
Yeah.
Because cell phones were big and they were very expensive. And we said, cell phones, this is ridiculous. How am I going to take this here and there? No, I don't want anybody to call me. You know, it was in the early 1990s. You are right. So the correct answer here is letter D. Few people had cell phones. You're right.
Yeah.
Can you please continue with the next one right here?
Yes. Wait a minute. Okay. Before the airplane, before the airplane, ocean liners were the only way to travel across the Atlantic.
You are correct. You're right. Because there were no other vehicles that were going to transport you from here to Europe or from Europe to here, you know? You could not travel any other way but by using ocean liners, ships. You are right. Could you please continue number 3?
Yes. Before there were supermarkets, people used to shop at small grocery stores.
You are correct because this is past. Okay, there were no supermarkets, small stores, grocery stores. You're right. Continue with number 4.
In many companies these days, pollution is becoming a serious problem.
That's okay, very good. In many companies these days, this is okay, but I would consider that there is another which corresponds to the present. Because you're talking about companies, but I think this is more related to something additional. Could you find another one? Is there another one?
Yeah. Yeah. In many companies these days, women to
Women,
save
women.
women.
The pronunciation for plural is women. Okay, letter F is the correct one because this corresponds exactly to what you want to say. Women will still receive lower salaries than men. You understand?
Okay.
It's bad to say that.
So so when I say in plural, I say women, and when I want to say in singular, I say
It's
woman.
woman. A woman is singular. Women is
Okay.
plural. For two or more,
Okay.
you say women. Women.
Okay.
Observe that even though you have here an O, the O is not pronounced at all. You say women. Women. That's the way. Continue number five.
Okay. In
Okay.
most big cities nowadays, mm,
Present, past, or future? Future, present, or past?
is present.
It's present. You have already read a sentence that corresponds to the present that I told you,
Yeah.
that it would be
Pollution.
convenient for the other. What is it?
Yeah. Pollution is becoming a serious problem.
That's okay. It's letter B. In most big cities nowadays, like in Mexico DF and Mexico City, there is a big problem of pollution. Or probably
Yeah.
in Shanghai, you know, in New York, or in the big cities, big capitals, there is a problem in pollution. It's becoming a serious problem. You understand what I mean? Okay, number six.
Yeah.
What do you say about number six?
In most schools today, students have their own tablets.
Okay, in many schools today, students have their own tablets. You know, instead of carrying books, instead of carrying notebooks or whatever, you know, most students, what they have is a tablet or a
Yeah.
laptop, okay? So you have all included because you have the book, the notebooks. You don't need any pencil, no pencil. You just type in the computer and that's all. You just listen to the information in your laptop and you answer the teacher. And you send your homework through the computers, through the laptop. So notebooks, no copybooks, nothing is necessary but your laptop or your computer, your tablet. You understand? So
Yeah.
it's excellent. That's a very good idea, but there is lack of contact with people because of, the problem we have with the pandemic. Okay, continue with number seven.
Okay. In the next 100 years, um, there will probably be cities in space.
Probably this one. Okay, there is another possibility, which is doctors might
The-
find a cure for a common cold, but I don't know
yeah.
what is next. This one or this one? Pay attention to the difference. Sometimes in the near future, what is nearest? What is closer to us? What is closer? The possibility that cities are going to be in space or the possibility that doctors might find a cure for a common cold? What is more possible for you?
Doctors might find a cure for the common cold.
It's near future. It's near future, right? But in a
Oh,
100 years from now,
future,
it is
near
space
future.
cities, okay?
Okay, what is a new future?
The near future is probably 15 or 10 years from now, 10 years from now, or 20 years from now. So I would consider
Yes.
that this would be okay. What you said about the possibility of cities in space would be this one, which is 100 years from now. Let me check it out. Yeah, it's a possibility of having cities in space, like in the Jetsons, you know, the Supersónicos in Spanish. You
Yeah.
know, the series, the
Okay.
comic series, I told you that there are going to be
So,
cities in space. You understand the idea?
okay. Mhm.
So,
The near future is the most close future or the most
the
no
near
close
future would be the near future would be this one. Doctors might find the cure of the common cold. The common cold is easy, you know. By the way, you know that there are injections for the common cold. The problem is
yeah.
that you have an injection which is for the coronavirus, you know, and I don't believe
Mm.
in that because this is stupidity, of which is an invention from man, and they decided to destroy this humanity. Is my point of view. Okay, this is why
Yeah.
I haven't been vaccinated. You know what I'm doing? I am taking a drug which is called the ivermectin. The ivermectin, 4 milligrams every 21 days. I take that 2 little pills, and I feel I'm gonna be protected from the virus. And that virus was an invention from man. Okay, this is my point of view. Okay, do you believe what I say? Do you think
Mm,
it is a possibility?
no,
No.
I think that is the point of view of the persons. But
Well,
yes, I back in it too.
I
But
respect everybody's opinion. I respect your opinion. For example, I ask you, were your parents vaccinated? Were your parents vaccinated against the coronavirus?
my parents get vaccinated, and
Grandmother,
my
grandfather,
grand and my aunt.
your aunt? Okay, all of them have
Yeah.
been vaccinated, but let me tell you that I don't believe in that kind of vaccinations. Okay, no vaccination, because this is, well, in my opinion, it's an invention. Okay, there will be probably a vaccine for the common cold and for coronavirus, but not now. It's gonna be in 2 years probably, or in 3 years from now. Okay, you understand what I mean? And
Yeah.
I will be vaccinated with that, but not with the test they are doing right now, because I don't believe in any vaccine that is right now being applied on the human beings. Okay, now let's continue with this. Okay, we have 15 minutes left. Complete 4 phrases in part A, column A, with your own idea. Then compare with a partner. Okay, you see, uh, what is the part A, column A, column A? Can you complete more ideas, 2 additional ideas with your own, or 4?
Yeah.
4 phrases in part A that correspond to any of these that you see here. Do you understand the idea?
Um. The
Relating the present and the past and the future. Present, past, or future.
okay, in the column A.
In column A, tell me something that corresponds to this. What do you say?
In the most big cities nowadays. Okay, I can say you one sentence of column A and one sentence of column B.
Okay, you invent a sentence or a phrase for column A that corresponds to column B. Okay,
Okay.
You understand?
So
This is
I
column
say
B, but you're
yes.
going to invent us 2 phrases or 4 additional phrases that correspond with this.
Okay. So okay. Wait. Sorry.
But
In I how
let me
I
check.
say starnudar starnudar.
Sorry, can you repeat that again?
How I say in English estornudar.
Okay, sneeze, 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 sneeze is S-N-E-E-Z-E. Sneeze, sneeze, sneeze. Okay, come on, do it.
Yeah. Okay. In the most big cities nowadays, there are no okay. In the most big cities nowadays, there are a lot of clothes shops.
In most of cities nowadays, there are clothes shops.
Yes, there are a lot of clothes shops.
Okay, now what happened in the past? Or tell me something that
And
corresponds to the past. Okay, it's a possibility. In most cities nowadays, there are many clothes shops, but in the future, there will not be any clothes shop, okay?
yeah,
Women
and
will probably make their own clothes, or they will make by themselves.
I,
Okay, you can invent something.
in the future, they in the big cities they probably order online shop, and in the a few years ago, people a lot of people no few years ago no like 50 years ago people um make their own clothes.
Made their made is past,
Mhm.
M-A-D-E, or used to make their own clothes. 50 years
Used to
ago,
make
most
okay
people used to make their own clothes. Okay, used to make
um,
or made. People usually
made
made in the past, okay, or used to make. Okay, this is a possibility. Tell me something additional, something in the present, in the
mm,
past, or in the future.
before there were
Before there were supermarkets,
supermarkets, the small shops. Okay, but before there were supermarkets, there was a lot of small shops.
there were a lot of small shops, okay? There were a lot of, instead of saying people used to
There
shop
were
at a small grocery stores, you say there were lots of small shops, okay? Small shops, that's okay. Now, could you tell me another one which corresponds to the present?
yeah, in many schools today, the students are on vacation.
In many schools today, students are on vacation, right?
Yeah,
Probably in 2 months, students will come back to school.
yes,
I'm not sure about that, but it's a possibility. It
I
depends.
suppose.
Okay, only time will tell. It depends on the government. It
Yeah,
depends on the amount of dead people who are in the street, It depends on many things. So you can invent many ideas because your brain, your mind invents. okay, or supposes many things, okay? So you can complete part A or complete part B on your own ideas, okay?
Yes.
And you can oh, Braulio, is Braulio here?
I don't know.
I heard like a man's voice. I heard like a man's
No,
voice. No?
no.
No. Okay. Now listen to the intonation of the sentences. Okay. Observe the rhythm of the language going up and down, up and down. In the past, you see, today, in the future, you see. But when you finish the sentence, you say to college, see, in the United States, to college, you see. There is an intonation
Okay.
which is coming down. Listen and practice. Notice the intonation in these statements, beginning with the time phrase, okay? Observe it. The intonation goes up and then intonation goes down. They say, in the past, few women went to college. Few women went to college. Okay, college goes
In
down.
the car.
Pay
Okay.
attention to this, okay?
Okay.
Page 59. Exercise 4. Pronunciation. Intonation in statements with time phrases. Part A. Listen and practice. Notice the intonation in these statements beginning with a time phrase.
In the past, few women went to college.
Today, there are more women than men in college in the United States.
In the future, women all over the world will go to college.
Okay, you see that there is kind of a rhythm, goes up and down, but by the end
Yeah.
it goes down. And at the beginning, before the comma, you're going up, okay, with a rhythm. In the
Yeah.
future, say in the future, and there is a comma. After the post,
Okay.
women all over the world will go to college, okay? You understand?
Yeah.
So this is the idea.
Yes.
In pair work, here you have to complete these statements with your own information. Then read your statements to a partner. Well, you don't have any partner, but you're gonna read it to me. Okay, pay attention to the
Yeah.
intonation. As a child, I could tell you, I used to play baseball in the streets. These days,
Okay.
these days, people are not playing baseball, neither in the streets nor in the stadium, because nobody is being out of our homes, you know? This is my idea. 5 years ago, I used to work in many colleges and schools and universities, you know? 5 years ago, I used to teach English here and there in schools and universities. Nowadays, I have to be sitting at this chair in front of my computer and I don't go out from my home. You understand the idea? Okay,
Yeah.
these days,
Okay.
I mean, you say nowadays, if you say these days, I say nowadays, okay? In five
Okay.
years, in 5 years from now, in 5 years from now, I don't know if I'm gonna be alive, but if I continue alive, I will continue in front of a computer. You understand?
Yeah.
Or in 10 years from now, oh, I don't know how I'm gonna teach, but probably from a tablet, not from this and using this. No, and I don't know what is gonna happen, but you imagine what you're gonna do. Okay, tell me something as a child, because you're not a child anymore. You're a teenager. As a child,
Okay. As a child, I used to go out with my friends.
okay, as a child, you used to go out with your friends. Nowadays,
Yeah.
what happens? What happens nowadays?
Nowadays, I I go to I go to the I nowadays I walk I walked with my brother to the my grandma's home.
Okay, you walk to your
How-
grandmom's
yeah.
home. Okay. What about in 5 years?
Yes.
What will happen in 5 years? You will have your own car. In 5 years from now, when
Yeah.
you are 20, you're gonna be driving your car. So tell me something. 5 years from now.
In 5 years, I'll probably going to a university.
I'm going to drive my own car to the university. It's a possibility. In 10 years from
Yeah.
now, you will be working. In 10 years from now, you will be working, right? What, by the way,
Yes.
what are you going to study at the university, please? Tell me, what are you going to
I
study?
don't know. I don't know.
Are you going to be a doctor? Are you going to be a
No.
nurse? Are you going to be an architect? An
No.
engineer? What are you going to be?
No.
Okay, you don't know.
I don't know.
Okay,
I
don't
don't
worry,
know.
don't worry, don't worry. I don't know. I didn't know when I was 14 years old, when I was 15. I didn't know what it was going to happen to me when I was a 14-year-old boy. Okay, so we have
Yes.
already finished because this is the time. It's the time. But before leaving you, let me ask you something additional. Let me check it out. Let me close all these windows we have here. So many windows I left
Yeah.
opened. Okay, and observe, here we are. What do we have next? I want to see, is this, what page is it? What page is it? Okay,
Um, 5, 9.
59,
Okay,
59,
9. Yeah.
59. Let's go to the next page to see what is happening here. Okay, there is a listening here, but I don't know if it is possibility. Do you have chance to continue this up to here, or do you want to stop?
No, I can.
You can do
I
it?
can.
Okay, so
Yeah.
let's do this exercise number 5 here. And we finish this, and we leave it this number 6 for this Thursday, or for tomorrow if you can do it tomorrow. Remember that you
Okay.
have missed so many classes. If you want to continue tomorrow, okay, I'll ask Braulio and you in the afternoon after 3 o'clock if you may come to class, okay? But pay attention to
Okay.
this. Here you have a listening exercise, and you say, on the other side of the world, I mean in China, what's happening right there in China on the other side of the world? Listen to Katie. Listen to Katie talk to her grandfather about an upcoming trip. Check the 3 concerns. You know what a concern is? When you are worried
No.
about, when you are worried, you don't know what the solution of a problem is going to be. You understand? You have a
Okay.
problem and you are concerned. When you are concerned, it means you are worried. You don't know what you are going to do. Okay? Your concerns,
Okay.
her grandfather say, check the 3 concerns her grandfather has about their trip, okay? You have 3
Okay.
concerns, okay? Which of these are the 3 ones, the 3 worries, when you have worries about something that is going to happen, okay? You're gonna check if this one, or this one, or if it is this one, or this one. Okay, what is gonna be the problem in 3 years or in the future about, is it? What about upcoming trip? Probably it's a trip that is gonna happen in a month from now, in a week from now, I don't know. Let's listen to what is going to happen on the other side of the world. Pay attention, please.
Page 60. Exercise 5. Listening. On the other side of the world. Part A. Listen to Katie talk to her grandfather about an upcoming trip. Check the 3 concerns her grandfather has about the trip.
Katie, I can't believe you're leaving for Japan next week. You're going so far away. Oh, Grandpa, you don't need to worry. I'll be fine.
Well, you're a young girl going by yourself to the other side of the world. When I was your age, we used to take the train to another city or state, but that was it. Not a lot of people flew internationally.
Yeah, but flying to other countries is really common now, Grandpa. And these days, lots of people work and live overseas.
Yes, but you don't know anyone. When I moved to Chicago at your age, it took me months to make friends.
Well, big international cities like Tokyo have people from all over the world. I've already gone online and found 2 groups of people from the US who meet up at different places in the city. It will be easy for me to make friends.
Okay, but promise me that we'll talk often. We'll want to know how you are. Your grandma and I can coordinate times that work for you.
I promise.
I love that we can see you with video calls and that they're free. I remember even calling someone in another part of the country used to be expensive. Now we can talk to you and see your face on the other side of the world for nothing.
I know, it's great. You know, Grandpa, flying isn't as expensive either nowadays. You and Grandma could come visit me in Tokyo. I'm going to be there for 6 months.
Your grandma does love Japanese food, and I would love for you to be our tour guide. I'll look at tickets.
Great idea. We could plan everything over our video calls. It would be great to see you on the other side of the world.
Okay, what are the 3 concerns her grandfather has about the trip? Tell me, what is the first concern?
The transportation.
Transportation is the first one. Yeah, it's transportation is number 1. Okay, because he says when he was young, when he was going to travel to Chicago, it was a long, long trip, you know? In this situation,
Yeah,
she's going to travel to Tokyo, Japan. It would be ridiculous. So his grandfather says, this is not, no, I can't believe it. You know, what is the
yeah.
second concern? What is the second concern that her grandfather has about her? What is it?
Meeting people.
Meeting, you said meeting people?
Yes.
Yes, that's the second concern that grandpa has about her. Because, you know, she's traveling to Japan, Tokyo, Japan. Strange people, different people. How are you going to meet people in a country which is totally different? He compares
Yeah.
old times with modern times right now. Okay, but tell me, what is the third concern that grandpa
The
has?
third, the third concern, I think that is the money.
It's money. It's expensive. It's expensive, says the grandpa. You see, is it expensive? No, it isn't.
Yeah.
According, it isn't. Is it?
Okay. No, the third concern that he has is the money because he told to Katie to it's good of now they probably and can to make a video calls, but
Okay.
she say that he don't have to worry because the tickets of the airplane are are not.
Unexpensive. Are not so
Yes,
expensive. But it is
yes.
not the money,
He
not
can,
the money, not the money. But there was another
oh,
concern. What is it? What is the problem in the grandfather's head? What is his worry? What is the third worry?
communication. No communication.
Communication? Well, he
No.
says it was difficult when he was young to communicate because we didn't communicate on the phone that, you know, that it has a line, you have to wait for the operator, you know, no cell phones, no, no computers, you know. He said about that. It was a worry or not? Was it a worry?
I think that he isn't worried because he said that they can do video calls.
Okay, pay attention. Observe. This is the third one, but it is the grandfather's worry or concern. It is not Katie, because Katie knows that that she can communicate online by WhatsApp or through by using a computer, by video conference, you know. So, but it was her grandfather's worry, okay? Her grandfather's. It was in her grandfather's head, not in Katie's head. Katie doesn't worry about that, you know? We get
Yeah.
some kind of confusion because they mix the ideas, you know? Their
Yes.
grandfather said there is a problem, but Katie said, no problem. I can talk to you by using my cell phone. There is gonna be kind of a conference on the phone, no problem, okay? Well, you're going to listen to another part, another, I don't know what happened here, but I guess I had a problem with a mouse, with the mouse, because it starts making a noise. So here is Katie's response. Katie's response for transportation, okay? Katie's response was meeting people, and Katie's response was communication. But communication was the third concern for her grandfather, you know? This is the idea.
Yeah.
And how Katie responded to transportation, to communication, to everything, you know? This is the idea. Okay, now you're gonna listen to another part of the conversation, the second part. You're going to write what Katie says in response to these concerns. Well, I have already told you, but you're gonna make a simple sentence that corresponds to this, okay? Which is here.
Okay.
Pay attention. Did what?
Page 60, Exercise 5, Part B. Listen again. Write what Katie says in response to these concerns.
Katie, I can't believe you're leaving for Japan next week. You're going so far away.
Oh, Grandpa, you don't need to worry. I'll be fine.
Well, you're a young girl going by yourself to the other side of the world. When I was your age, we used to take the train to another.
Oh my goodness. Okay, excuse me, but when I click on this, I cannot click on the other. Let me check it out again. Here.
This is really common now, Grandpa. And these days, lots of people.
Write what Katie says in
But that
Page 60. Again. Write what Katie says in response to these concerns.
Katie, I can't believe you're leaving for Japan next week. You're going so far away.
Oh, Grandpa, you don't need to worry. I'll be fine.
Well, you're a young girl going by yourself to the other side of the world. When I was your age, we used to take the train to another city or state, but that was it. Not a lot of people flew internationally.
Yeah, but flying to other countries is really common now, Grandpa. And these days, lots of people work and live overseas.
Yes, but you don't know anyone. When I moved to Chicago at your age, it took me months to make friends.
Well, big international cities like Tokyo have people from all over the world. I've already gone online and found 2 groups of people from the US who meet up at different places in the city. It will be easy for me to make friends.
Okay, but promise me that we'll talk often. We'll want to know how you are. Your grandma and I can coordinate times that work for you.
I promise.
I love that we can see you with video calls and that they're free. I remember even calling someone in another part of the country used to be expensive. Now we can talk to you and see your face on the other side of the world for nothing.
I know, it's great. You know, Grandpa, flying isn't as expensive either nowadays. You and Grandma could come visit me in Tokyo. I'm going to be there for 6 months.
Your grandma does love Japanese food, and I would love for you to be our tour guide. I'll look at tickets.
Great idea. We could plan everything over our video calls. It would be great to see you on the other side of the world.
Okay, what are Katie's responses about transportation? Did she answer anything about transportation?
Yes, and she says that is common nowadays it's common to the people travel
Uh-huh.
to other part of world.
Okay, it's common for people to be traveling here and there to other parts of the world. Okay, that's the idea. What did
Yes,
she answer about meeting people, meeting new people? You know, it was difficult because they're
that
different culture. What did she answer?
that in the Tokyo is a city who has a lot of international people.
Okay, international people. So people from USA are gonna be meeting her. So no problem.
Yeah,
It's okay. It's okay. No problem. What was the other about communication? Did she answer anything about communication or about
yeah,
any other thing? What did she say?
yeah. She said that to, nowadays it's easy communicate because they can do video calls and they have any cost. Or in a month, they can go to the grandfather and the grandmother can go to the
Visit
Tokyo
her.
to visit
They,
her. Yeah,
okay, so they can go have food, you know? Probably she knows that her grandfather and her grandmother likes Japanese food, and this is wonderful. You understand that? So she is enthusiastic and about traveling, and she has no problems. Okay. Now this is the
yeah,
end. Well, let's finish this because we've been a little longer. So I want to see you tomorrow. If it is possible, we'll see you tomorrow and we will continue talking about the present, the past, and the future,
yeah.
and we continue here. So have a nice, a wonderful evening and good night. Okay? Let me stop recording this here.